Let's take a look on how you can create generic table in your Revit project without the need to create, let's say, all the parameters in your normal schedules to be able to write something in it. So we will create a schedule that will have values that will be not associated to any parameter in your Revit project. So it will be just a table. As you know, the possibilities of Revit when creating generic tables are pretty limited. And today we will take a look on two ways how to create schedules. First one is with the text node. As you know, text node you can place in sheet as well as in the view. And the second one will be by using the schedule, but the schedule can be only placed on the sheet. It cannot be placed in the view. So we are now in a sheet to be able to see these two. The one created with the text node is just a super simple table and it cannot be modified anymore. So if you are okay with a table like this, let's go for it. And the second one can be modified more. So first let's take a look on how you can create a schedule with the text node. So if I go with my new text node and I start to write plus minus signs and again plus, now in this example this minus sign is telling me that it will create a cell in my new table, and this one space is telling me that there will be one character in this cell. And if I continue with the creation of plus minus, it will create another cells to my future table. So let's say I want to create a table of 3 rows. So I continue like this. So I have 1, 2, 3 minuses and pluses. I have to always start with plus and end with plus, and now I will hit enter. I will create a table with 3 columns and only 1 row. If I need to modify it, I can just resize it by moving this with my mouse. So it will be higher, and now I can write in here something. And with the tab key, I will continue to the next cell and the next one. And now if I am in my last cell and I hit my tab key, I will add a new row in here. So I can continue writing and just adding rows as I need. The text is automatically wrapping like here. And basically this is everything you can do with the text node. As you can see, it created something super large, so I need to move it a little bit here. And there is one more thing. If I need to delete, let's say, this row, I can just select it with my mouse and now hit delete. Okay, not like this. Let's go back. I can select it and delete, and this way I will delete a row. Or I can select the whole table and hit delete, and this way I will delete it all. So basically these plus minus signs can do this trick for you. But this is really super simple and quite limited. And now let's take a look on the example with the schedule, this generic table. And let's just create it from the scratch ourselves. So we go to our schedules quantities, let's select new schedule quantities, and let's go, I don't know, with our cable trays. And you should create a schedule that will have nothing in it. So for me, I do not have any cable trays here, so I can just put some parameter here. Or if you would have something in there, you should make your filter in the way that it will not filter anything into your schedule. And then in the appearance list, you should turn off the show headers to not see the headers. So with the setting like this, we have created a cable tray schedule that is empty and it has only the title. Now this title can be modified by things that are here. As you can see, you have some columns modifications, row modifications, some formatting for the appearance, and some modifications of the rows, columns together. So let's first go one by one. and we will try to create the same generic table as this one. So I will put it like this on the side, so we will see it for the reference what we want to create. So we can see we need to create 4 rows and 4 columns. So first I will go with my insert column tool and insert 4 columns. And now I will resize it so it will be bigger. I can do it in 2 ways, either graphically by enlarging this column here, or I can just select all of my columns, hit my resize button and write exact number. Let's go with the 60 millimeters. And now if I write here 60 millimeters, it will be equally distance between these 4 rows. So each row will have 20 millimeters. Okay, so I will make it smaller, let's say 50. And now we can see they are equally distance and one has 12.5. So I was able to add rows. Now I will add add columns. Now I will add my rows. So I will go with insert row. I will go with below selected. First one, second one, and third one. Now as well I can resize these. So I will select them all, go with my resize button. And let's write here 15. So it will be 5 millimeters each. As you can see, if I select the one and resize, it is 5 millimeters. Okay, now I need to merge these 4 columns together or 4 cells together. So I will select the cells and go with my merge unmerge button. And I will rename this to be generic table. Okay, it's already in use. So I will clear the text and parameter association. And this way I will write here generic table now. Okay. I need to merge these two together as well. And if I want, I could merge even the rows together like this. But in our example, we do not want to do this. So I will unmerge it. And now it is prepared to enter the values. So we will go with our who, what, done. And let's go 1, 2, EM, ET, do this, do that, and done no, and yes. Okay, now I will place this on the sheet to see how it looks like. So this one, the cable tray schedule, I will place it here. You can see this small, so I will enlarge it a bit. Looks better. Now let's go back to our schedule. And I will unzoom this a little bit and let's resize it so it will have exact value. Let's go with 80. Okay, I cannot do this, so I need to enlarge it to be more than 80. 80. Okay. Let's go back to our sheet. Looks better. And now we need to modify the look of the cells itself. So basically we have edit columns, we have edit rows, we have merge and unmerge some cells. And now we can modify the appearance. So I will go first with the font. Let's go here and change the font here. So we'll leave it to be Arial, but we will make it bold. And let's go with our red color. Looks better. Now here we will modify the shading. So we can go to the shading and let's go with our blue color. Now it is shaded. If I want to reset the shading, I will select the cell and just hit reset. I will get it back. And now to modify borders, I will select the cell or cells that I want and modify borders. Let's go with white lines and let's go with our outside borders. Go back to our sheet and now you can see that we were able to create the same table as was in our example. So these are two ways how you can create empty tables, or not empty, but not associated with any geometry or parameters in your Revit project.